Welcome to Women Living Intentionally, also known as Women Lit. My name is Kadetra Cooper, and I am the founder and executive director of Women of 4D. Women Lit is an extension of the vision and commitment of Women of 4D. On this platform, we will recognize and value the personal journeys of women and also take you through their experience of resilience, influence, and endless possibilities and how they've manifested in their lives. You are more than enough. Never let your circumstance write your story. It can't hear your heart. Until we meet again, remember, the possibilities are endless. Thank you for joining us for Women Living Intentionally. I am here with Tiffany Hill, who is the creator of Puzzle and Bloom. Hello, Tiffany.
Hi, how are you?
I am good. Or should I say, hey, girl, hey?
Hey, girl, hey!
All right. So,
in the middle of the bar. No, that's all.
that's what I'm saying.
Hey. Okay, let me serious.
Okay, we're back. All right. So first, I just want to kind of just go into a little day in the life of Tiffany. So, if I were a little tag along, what would the day in the life of Tiffany be like?
I wake up super early, and then I have this pretend debate with myself. Are you going to do yoga? Are you going to go for a walk? Are you going to meditate? I end up not doing it, and I just power through work. I'll try to get a lot of my schoolwork done. And then I'll work on Puzzle and Bloom. I'll do my social media or, finish up some editing for a blog post or interview I've done with someone. Yeah, majority of my day is on Zoom calls with work, doing social media, telling myself I need to work out and do more. And I do, but not like I should. Because I know when I first wake up, if I were to do yoga and meditate, the whole day is different. So yeah, that's my day pretty much. And going to the post office. I'm always at the post office, thankfully, dropping off puzzles.
I love it. So tell us, what is Puzzle and Bloom?
Puzzle and Bloom is a creative toy company for children of color. We have Black and brown characters on all the puzzles. And my goal is to have more cultural and traditional designs, because there was a 2018 diversity study on children's book, and they found that 10% of children's books had African American characters, 7% was Asian Pacific Islander, 5% was Latin, 1% was Native American. And it was just, the disparity is ridiculous. So I just wanted to do something to help encourage children of color. Yeah.
Now, do you work with any schools in relation to your product, or is that something that you're interested in getting into? Maybe?
Love to work with schools. I don't work with any right now. Majority of my wholesalers are bookstores, pretty much bookstores. Yeah.
Have you noticed an increase in your sales during the the pandemic?
You know what? I started during the pandemic, so I don't really know. I definitely have a slow and steady growth. I had really good sales during Christmas because I started the company in September. So we haven't been live for a full year yet, but I'm really, really proud of the company. Yeah.
Now, I want to backtrack a little bit because you said that you started your company during the pandemic. So, and I know that you also said that, you noticed, you knew of the statistics and the disparity in the, in the world regarding children of color. But what kind of birthed your vision for Puzzle and Bloom during a pandemic?
Well, in the past, I wrote a children's book, and I probably sold 40 books, and 30 of them my dad bought. Like, no joke. He was my fan.
That's what daddies do.
That's what they do. And it was a cute little Black girl who lived on an island. It was so cute. Oh my God. So I've always wanted to write more children's books. And then, but with the puzzles, I wanted to be more interactive. I wanted it to be more hands-on. So seriously, when the pandemic hit, I was in acupuncture school. I was burned out. I was tired. And honestly, being able to be at home, not having to drive to school, not having to drive to work, everything was on Zoom. I actually had time for myself to actually think, because I feel like I've been running on fumes for years. And then I was like, hey, I want to do something for kids and I want to do puzzles. I love puzzles. So I just started researching, finding designers, finding companies to work with. And I think I bought my first set like maybe June-ish or so. Yeah, because I hired designers, artists, and then sent the designs to China and got them redone.
Okay. How are your characters inspired? What
Oh,
inspires your characters, I guess I should say?
just children I've encountered, children in my family, children I know. I have I actually sold out of these, but there's a set of puzzles called the Twins, Mensa and Area. And they have like that Oshun colored or yellow. Their dresses are yellow. It's a late summer kind of vibe. They have like either dreadlocks or braids, whatever you want them to be. But I named them after Harriet Tubman. Like her real name was Araminta. So I kind of like played on their names. And then, well, to backtrack, so I studied 5-element acupuncture, which is acupuncture that goes by the different seasons. So each of the puzzles is a season. It's late summer, summer, spring, fall, winter. So each puzzle is in a particular winter. Like I have a puzzle named Layla. She has like a hijab. I've never seen a puzzle with a hijab for a child ever. So I had to make that. She's in the winter season. Okay. I have a puzzle. There's one, his name is David Ali, and he has Jordans on, and it's hilarious. He's more of the fall. I have another one named Cedar Woods. He's got glasses and a skateboard. He represents springtime. And my maternal grandmother's maiden name was Woods. So I was like, oh, let me throw that in there. Oh, and then there's one named Summer who has pink hair. She's a Caribbean girl. And so she represents summer.
Now, what's the difference? I'm just curious between summer and late summer.
The timing.
Okay.
That's it. So summer is like right after spring. It's super hot. It's like boom. Late summer is my time. That's when it's hot, but it's like at night it's cool. You know, it's like a romantic season to me. Late summer. Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay. Now, also, I wanted to ask you, I know due to the fact that I know you personally, I know that you've had quite a few businesses. So for one, it's like, what? Say that again. Okay.
So you know my mama.
Yes, I know your mama. So, let's say too that what makes Puzzle and Bloom different with you from your other business ventures that you've had?
Oh my God. Do you have 5 hours?
I have all the time in the world for you.
Okay. So I had a business called Banglewood Crafts. It was my first baby. Well, I did write a book. Okay, so I wrote the book before that business. In the book, I just didn't know how to do anything, honestly. I didn't know how to really sell. And it was, God, was that 10 years ago? Oh my God. It was a long time ago when I wrote that book. I honestly can't even remember. Oh, wow. Anyway, so the craft business I had, I kind of fell into it. I kind of decided one day I need to sell all this stuff I have in my apartment because I was really into arts and crafts. And I started selling it. And then I was like, hold up, I'm really selling this. Let me, because I was using Etsy. And then I just decided to make it a business. So that business, I definitely did the money wrong. I definitely should have had 2 bank accounts. I mixed the money and I pretty much lived off that money as well. Like I didn't, it was just poorly organized. Like I think for my entrepreneurial style, I need to have money coming from somewhere else and then my business money. Like my Puzzle and Bloom money, I don't even really touch it, or I'll like reinvest it in stocks or crypto or something like that, or back into marketing or buying more puzzles. My business in the past, it was paying light bills, rent bills, and then one of my favorite vendors got hit with a tsunami. She was in the Philippines. And when the tsunami hit, I mean, she couldn't send me what she was making for me because she didn't even have a house. So I lost thousands and I didn't have liquid cash to help me. I didn't have anyone to like give me money. I didn't have loan money. I didn't have, now looking back, I could have pivoted a different way. But again, I was kind of new to entrepreneurship. I didn't know a lot that I know now. But the biggest thing was, mixing the money. And I talk too much about my business. Like now, I mean, I started Puzzle and Bloom and didn't even tell anyone really. I told people afterwards. And then a lot of people still don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I just kind of keep it to myself because I know it takes years for your business to develop and grow. Mm-hmm. So I've just kind of been a little more quiet about what I'm doing.
So pretty much you have decided to have your business be by people who are actually seeking your business versus, your circle around you supporting you in your business.
Yeah. And I don't want to be that friend who is like, hey, you want to buy this? No. Mm-mm. If someone has kids, I did tell them about it because it made sense. But I'm not going to be like, hey, parent that has kids in college, buy my puzzles. No.
Right. Kind of along the lines of every time somebody's kid has a fundraiser and then all of a sudden you get a text message and it's just like, we selling cookies.
I know.
Yeah. Then you feel obligated to buy at least 2 boxes. Well, what I was picking up from what you were saying was it sounds like, your initial business with your bangles sound like it was a hobby that turned into a business.
Yes.
Yet Puzzle and Bloom sounds like it's a passion that, you have, turned into a business. And I love the fact that, when you reference your role for Puzzle and Bloom, you say that you are a creator.
Mm-hmm.
So why did you choose to use the word creator versus a typical, owner or CEO or?
Because I'm a unicorn. Okay. So I'm highly sensitive. If you look up personality types, I'm a highly sensitive person. So just not really aggressive, just more intuitive. I can't really, I just don't have that killer, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I got to get all the money. Like I'm not, of course I love the money, but I'm sincerely not doing this to like become a millionaire. It's just a passion that I have. And I just move on pure love and pure passion. Like I definitely burned out. Like, when was my bad day? I had a bad day last week. I just couldn't. Have you ever just been like, I just can't do nothing? Like, I cannot do one more thing. I cannot do another Zoom call. I can't send an email. I can't talk to anybody. Closing my door. I'm going to watch Netflix. Okay. And I'm watching the dumbest shows I can think of. Okay.
Exactly.
Dumber the better.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Sometimes you just have to kind of just completely shut the world down.
Oh, because especially with this pandemic, you'll go crazy. I mean, it's just the pandemic. People that I know that are so positive and so encouraging are sad right now.
Wow.
And it's just, so whenever I have my moment of sadness, I'm like, you know what? A lot of this isn't you. Because all I have to do is, and that's another thing about being highly sensitive, all you have to do is watch the news and your day is destroyed. All you gotta do
Tiffany,
is one negative person. Okay.
I lie to you not. I never know what is going on in the world for the most part because I refuse to watch the news.
Ma'am.
And I'm like, every time I watch the news, I notice how tired I am once I turn the channel or turn it off. So I'm just like, how about I just not do it? Like when, things are going on, somebody, for instance, I'll go back to those killer hornets or something that were out. I had no idea. I could have gone outside and been stung 50 zillion times and I would have never known that there were killer hornets that were outside. But so I'm with you. It's exhausting. I can't do it.
And what it does, because when you're highly sensitive, your nervous system, basically your neurotransmitters pick up on more than the average person. It's a biological, like you were literally born aware of way too much. I mean, they say that highly sensitive people are the leaders and the empaths and the intuition, and we're like the ones that are gonna make sure everybody's okay, like the babies and the old people, because the world needs all of us. They need the gangsters, and they need the highly sensitive. They need the people that don't feel. They need all of us to make this thing go around, you know. But I think our society is not comforting for highly sensitive, especially not in America, not in the West. We're not communal, we're individuals. So if you're highly sensitive, you better be able to be a shark and be sensitive at the same time. And it's very, very difficult for me.
It's interesting you say that too, because I was speaking to someone today, and in a few months I'm going to have a huge transition in my life professionally. And with that being said, it was just I noticed that there are two components that seem to be very necessary for my current job, and one of them is to be a fixer. I could do that, no problem. But the other is to operate in chaos. That's where that's the issue, because I'm like, that is where it's just, that's the piece that's not sitting right, with me, because I don't, I'm kingdom connected. I can't operate in chaos.
It is your girl. If someone has a radio playing and a TV playing and three people are talking, I will go crazy. I have to and there's the thing that I do. I think about my feet. When I start being like, oh my God, it's too loud in here. Too many people are talking. And when I have way too many tasks, like if someone gives me 4 things to do at once, and it's like 4 different people, and I'm not sure what it is, I haven't had time to look at what it is, I will get overwhelmed and I want to take a nap. I just want to retreat. I think that's why corporate America was kind of hard for me, because it was like, it was just too much. And then when you're highly sensitive and people are watching you and criticizing you, you don't do well either. If there's you have to do a speech in front of people, oh honey, you better have it memorized, research, because you're gonna go up there and stutter and start sweating. So it's just be gentle with yourself, because you're sensitive in a non-sensitive world.
Well, see, the piece about what you just spoke about talking in front of people and all that kind of stuff. Now that part does not bother me at all, because if I'm gonna step up there, I'm stepping up correct anyway. So, come on, I'm gonna show up.
For news, baby.
There we go. I'm gonna show up. But it's just that whole, that chaotic atmosphere of being reactive versus being proactive. It's just, I just noticed a lot of situations where it's it didn't have to get this far.
And one other thing about highly sensitive people, we are wonderful in corporate America. People love us in corporate America because we get the job done. We're not trying to start nothing. We're not competitive. I don't want your job, more than likely. I don't want to be the manager. Are you kidding me? Vice president? Hello, never. Please no. But you can give me the salary.
Right. There we go. There we go. If I'm a manager, when it comes to being a manager, it's what does that look like? You know what I mean?
So no, and that's my business style as well. It is. I'm not that person.
Well, and it's so crazy too, because since I've started, Women of 4D, and I also have, a LLC that I'm trying to get off the ground as well. I notice the amount of time that I spend, creating or, developing things, and I don't even know what time it is. You know what I mean? It's, a couple of weeks ago, I realized, I'm like, is that the sun? Last night. You know what I mean? And things like that. But I know that's not healthy either. So just trying to.
This is what I do. Because when I was first starting my public business, I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, like a maniac, sometimes 4 a.m. And I was just working. And I burned out. When you burn out, fall out, retreat, get acupuncture, go swimming in a hot spring, do yoga, do meditate. Because when I have the energy to create, I ride with it. Because I don't always have it. Sometimes it goes somewhere and I'm worried it's never going to come back. So I would ride it. This is just me. And then burn out. And then get, go to you know, get your acupuncturist, your massage therapist, your yogi, like get it all soup back up. But I don't know, that creative wave is like, I know mine is just it's so beautiful when I have it. And
Yes.
sometimes months.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't.
What is your recommendation to assist others, women or even single mothers as they are, pursuing their dreams and, creating businesses or, establishing their vision?
Mm, that could be a whole nother podcast. I would say sit in silence. I would say meditate and like relax your entire body. Don't think about bills. Don't think about anything that you have to do, and tap in and really think about what you want to bring to this world. Like, why did God birth you into this planet? Like, what are you here to do?
Mhm.
It takes a while to kind of get that answer, but I would tell them, find out what you love. Like you said, whatever it is, you'll want to do it all day. It'll be midnight. And you're like, oh my God, I didn't even know the sun went down.
Right.
Just
Right.
tap in and to know you can do anything. If you want to sell leaves that you done bought from your neighbor's yard and resell them somewhere, somebody will buy it. It's the weirdest thing.
Mhm.
Anything, like, you know how they sell those little rocks and they put paint on it and they resell it? You can sell anything. Know that there is a customer out there for you. And to just write it down,
Mm.
start the process, seek help. There's a lot of organizations. The SBA, I have a mentor with the SBA. I worked with him maybe once or twice. He was very helpful. And just look at what you want to do and kind of like I had to learn a few things to do my business because I didn't have capital to hire people. Learn like whatever it is you need to learn that, take a class, get a certification, and just start. Because the thing about business is, it's like, even with my craft business, it can turn into everything else. Like you think you're going to be selling beads, and then you end up selling a sailboat one day. Like it all kind of flows into the next thing. And even if you fail at one, you're going to do great at another one because you're all the failure you're going to bring to your second business. Like I did. Like I think failing with my first business was the best thing that could have happened.
But when you look at it like that, is it really failing though? If you honestly took something from, the process, is that really failing?
It's not. In the Western world, we would say fail. Yeah, absolutely not. It's not. It's succeeding downward and upward. Succeed up down. That's what it is. But you're right. It's not. It just hurt. It hurts when it happens. I'm gonna tell you that. It hurt me when my business failed. That thing hurt. And I didn't do business for years after that. I was like, I'm good on entrepreneurship. I'll work
Right.
for other people. And it killed my little soul. My little soul just, I would like, this is a funny story. I remember I was a leasing agent. And, I was so heartbroken about my first business. I was like, okay, I'm just going to go work for people, blah, blah, blah. It was sales. Okay. Not good. Not good for me. I remember I went to the bathroom and I cried my eyes out. I was like, I hate everything. I hate this job. I hate everything. And then I came back into the office and my manager at the time, she was like, you're always so happy. You're just always smiling and happy to be here. And I was just like, wow, I'm a huge pretender. I was like, wow, this woman really thinks I like working here. I have trained myself to be able to go to work and pretend. It's like separating yourself almost. I had to like become a different person to show up.
Wow, that's really deep.
Yeah, it was bad for me. It was.
But it's amazing at what that was revealed to you about
Mm-hmm.
yourself. You know what I mean? And I think that that's the best thing that we can take away from any situation is self-reflection. I was talking to my pastor over the summer, and I was pretty much like when you had asked me about my businesses, you know what I mean, that I'm doing, I had kind of given him a little, I guess, preview of all of that too. And I guess it took me too long to say what it was. And he was just like, you know what, that's good. But you could have been done like 5 minutes ago. Like, I guess telling him what was going on, but it was just like all going on so fast, I guess, in my head. But to me, I hadn't been saying it for like 5 minutes. Well, he just said something very profound to me when he was like, "What is the heartbeat?" He was
Mm,
like, "What you're doing, like, what is the heartbeat?" And he was like, "It's one vision and many assignments." You know
mm,
what I mean? And I was like, that's something that's like literally like, stuck to me.
mm,
And now it's like
mm,
when I'm doing various things,
mm.
like even my current, job that I've had for quite some time,
Yeah,
I'm considering it basic training
yeah.
because one thing that I love that they give me is autonomy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's just I've learned so much just doing that I'm able to, transfer into, other areas of my life as well.
I have had every job, and I do bring all that to the stage when I'm doing my business. It's very interesting, like, you literally bring it all. So it wasn't all a bad thing. Mm-mm, not at
It
all.
was all it was all of purpose.
Mhm,
You know what I mean?
mhm,
Like instead of saying purposeful, I like to say purpose filled. You know what I
mhm.
mean? So everything that you do is just filled with purpose, especially when you finally identify,
It
what that
really is.
is.
And then you're leading by example, because when you told me what you were doing, I was like, wow, my heart was like, "Oh, that's so wonderful." Like, you know what I mean? And I know so many people that have had experiences and they're like, "You know what? I gotta get back.
Mhm.
I gotta do something." That's how I feel. I
Yeah.
don't care. I gotta do something. It's puzzles,
Mhm.
but damn it, it's something. I'm not, because here's a pet peeve that I have, and I'm trying to do better. Another, as a highly sensitive person, we don't like small talk that much or pretend talk. I know I
Mhm.
can't take it. If you're gonna
Yeah.
just constantly talk about something that you're not gonna do and you're gonna complain,
Girl, girl.
please get away from me, please. And it's not fair to that person. They're dreaming, and it's okay to just talk, but just talk. Don't talk to me for long, you know. But yeah, I know. I know so many people that talk about stuff. Oh, this is horrible in the system, and we can't win, and blah blah blah. Okay, they done read every book. They could quote dates and anything sad that happened to Black people. Like, damn, please. But they're not doing nothing though. What you feeding anybody? You taking anybody grandma to Walgreens to get her little medicine?
Girl.
Anything. I don't care what it is. Are you doing anything?
I used to
No.
listen to Sirius XM all the time. And I would listen to the Joe Madison show.
Mm.
And Joe Madison is quick to say, "What you gonna do about it?
What you
What you
go
gonna do about it?" You know?
so if I swear if everyone did a little thing,
Mhm.
we would be tighter. We would
Mhm.
be a tight community.
Because even when I was telling you what I wanted to do with my LLC,
Mhm.
well, I'm gonna do that. I just, you know what I mean? Like that part has not been, revealed yet. But, when I tell you that, everything that was in my head, have I written it down in a business plan? Yes, ma'am. Because
Mhm.
it should not just rest in my head. It has to be, written. That's biblically speaking as well.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, the vision has to be written. So just trying to, make it do what it do.
yeah. It's just gonna grow and grow into a forest, really.
Mhm.
You know, who knows?
And
I could
I'm
be
just
sitting. I
preparing
could,
myself to be ready.
yes. And if
Mhm.
you're not, what do they say? You grow in the pool you put in.
Who said that?
Somebody said it. I heard it somewhere. I don't know, girl. Look,
We're
you
gonna
grow.
go with it. We'll go with it. I was just asking who said it. Oh my goodness. Well, let me see. Let me see what else we can talk about really quickly. When you are going to your happy space, what does Tiffany's happy space look like?
Sometimes I meditate that I'm like in a pool, like that's overlooking a jungle. Oh my God. Mm.
Ooh,
Um, or I'm taking a nap in my bed with my heating pad on my legs,
mhm.
and I got a nice meal. Or I'm just driving, just
Okay.
looking at nature. Yeah, I try to tap into my happy place a lot. I do
Mhm.
through meditation or actually um doing something nice for myself.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I guess I'll ask like maybe a closing question of where can we find you?
I'm online. I
Okay.
have a website. It's puzzleandbloom.com, and it's the word puzzle and AND bloom.com.
Mhm.
I also sell on Etsy. And I'm in different stores. I'm in about 10 stores. I'm in not Belize, Lord Jesus. Not yet.
You speaking it. Come on, let's manifest it. You are speaking it. There we go.
to say
She's in
Bermuda.
Belize. Okay.
There's an amazing woman in Canada that she has a website. I think she's opening the store. She bought some puzzles from me. Philadelphia, there's a bookstore in Philly that carries my puzzles. St. Louis, just kind of like all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool.
All right. Well, I love it. I love it. Where what are your handles on, social media?
Oh, Instagram is puzzle and bloom _. And then Facebook and Twitter is puzzle and bloom. Yeah.
All
And I'm
right.
doing a sale, 30% off all stickers, t-shirts, and puzzles.
Okay.
Yes. Full of Black girl magic and Black boy magic.
All right. And what's your shipping? For instance, when they order the product, how soon do they typically receive it?
I put it in the mail right away. Like 3 to 5 business days.
Okay.
If it's international though, it would be like maybe a week or two, depending on what country. Yeah.
Have you received a lot of international sales?
Not really, because it's so
Okay.
expensive. I want to, because I have friends in other countries, and I'm like, a part of me is like, yeah, I should just send them a bunch and just have them kind of distribute it out or whatever. Because it's needed. It's needed all over the place. It
Right.
really is.
One thing I just realized we didn't speak on is the cost of your product.
Oh yeah, so I have 2 puzzles for 3 to 5-year-olds, and it's a 15-piece puzzle. Those are $11.99. And then there's 3 that are 42-piece puzzles for like 5 to 7-year-olds. And those are $14.99. And I have bundles, and I'm always running some kind of sale. So
Now, are your t-shirts only children's size or are they
they're only children's size.
okay? I mean, that makes sense, but I was just asking. Just
Oh
in
my
case.
god, how much are my t-shirts? Oh my god, I can't remember. Wait, I think they're $12. Yeah, and then the stickers are like 3 for $5. No, 5 stickers for $3. That's
Okay.
really bad. Yeah.
No, we'll have everything posted so that people can see. So I think that is great. Well, Miss Tiffany, I want to thank you for your time on Women Living Intentionally. You are definitely a woman of 4D, and we appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you for everything that you're doing. Okay, for the community and people that are in need, and people that, I mean, you're inspiring me, because I'm like, what else could I do? Can I sponsor a little kid for some, I don't know. I might do something for the babies, get some paper and something that they need for school. Who knows? And thanks for inviting me.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we will talk again soon. All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.